No, not the price. The
But
purchase of the 67 from HD Supply.
When did we develop the price of 55,000?
Just recently.
A very precisely
No,
55,
that was a
125.
settlement with Scott.
That's in the settlement,
Did
John.
a settlement
That's right.
with census when this whole
I think it's in the settlement.
Is it exactly, so
I'm looking at the settlement.
There's
It's not in
another
the settlement.
settlement, and so we have
Is
to
it
abide by that
there's
settlement.
another settlement? Well, again,
And then,
what I'm saying here is,
Either
if we
way.
go forward, we have a
we
settlement.
have to go forward.
As a general rule, the courts favor settlements. And so long as it doesn't appear, usurious, they'll enforce the 4/4 of the settlement, especially if that's what the parties agreed to. Now, the intent of the settlement, as I understand it, wasn't to get around the local public contracts law, because they had bid the original contract, but Mr. Brennan was saying they didn't include these meters in the original bid.
John, do you really believe that a court will turn a blind eye to the requirements of bidding under local government contracts law because there's a settlement? The court's not gonna do that, because what would happen, if that were the case, is that every single time a council wants to go out and deal with a particular vendor, they'll just, or where there's litigation, they'll just sidestep the requirements of the local government contracts.
Well, this is a brilliant plan that patched all this to get to the point of a bad settlement that we're gonna now enforce 2 years later.
Rich?
Either lawyer will get us sued, I call the question.
Either way.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that we're 100% right and we can't be sued. We can't be sued.
May I have a
Either way.
motion?
Either way.
May I have a motion, please, to call the question? We should have done that last time.
I'll make the motion. Is that what it is?
I made
To
the
call the
motion.
question. He made the motion, are you seconding it?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, any discussion on calling the question? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Brennan,
No.
Ms. Cynthia,
Yes.
Mr. Diver,
Yes.
Ms. King,
Yes.
Mr. Mechanico,
Yes.
Mr. Vorback,
I'm voting no, because I don't think we should spend $55,000.
You can't debate it now.
motion
Did the motion
passes.
pass?
Call the question.
When we're voting, you're not supposed to debate. I know. So the motion is to adopt and to advertise in accordance with the law. May I have a roll call, please?
Can I get motion?
No, we made the
Now we
motion.
can discuss?
No.
No,
We
no,
called the
we're
question.
called the question.
So now there's no more?
No, there's no more
Very
discussion.
good.
That's what calling the question is.
Yep.
May I have a roll call, please, on ordinance number 5? To adopt and advertise in accordance with the law.
Mr. Brennan,
Yeah, it's misprinted.
I'm sorry.
It's a 4 on this agenda, what am I saying?
4. It's 4.
I'm sorry, okay.
Size of
Mr. Brennan,
No.
Ms. Cynthia,
Yes.
Mr. Diver,
Yes.
Ms. King,
Yes.
Mr. Mechanico.
Yes.
Mr. Vorback,
No.
motion's passed.
Okay, we're up to discussion items. I'd like to remind everybody that March 2nd, which is coming up this week, is Read Across America Day. And if anyone would like to read with the children at school, you're welcome to call the school office, and they're doing lots of things next week. Also received a notice from the Veterans of Foreign Wars that they're gonna be having their poppy drive in town, which they do every year. They'll be selling the poppies. And to remind everyone, April 27th is the school election, and if you would like to vote by mail, if you're going away or something, you are welcome to do a mail-in ballot. You can do it for every election now, and that is April 22nd, so you have time to do that. Committee reports, John, please. None? Patty?
Yes, well, during the budget, and I've met with our CFO, and I have yet to meet with Mr. Brennan, Councilman Brennan, but I would like to ask everybody if we could do a budget meeting on Monday, March 7th. Do you think, can we get at least this is next Monday?
Next Monday is the 7th?
The 7th.
7th.
March the
7th. It's the 7th.
Can we do that?
What time?
Can everybody meet
And
then?
then I'll make sure we have,
There's to look at his calendar.
okay.
Okay. Could everybody get back to Patty perhaps tomorrow
Okay.
and let her know? If not, we'll just pick another date and then we'll advertise for that,
Right. And the salary and wage ordinance is being held up because we have budget issues for about close to $250,000 that we have to find. I found about 60, but we still got a ways to go. So, the salary and wage ordinance, which we do want to do a, zero tax increase, zero salary increase, has yet to go forward as well.
Councilman Dubert?
Nothing at this time.
Are you just gonna mention that you're doing, I spoke with John and we ought to mention the court, just that it's happening.
In the recent weeks, we've had some discussion about merging a third town into our court, which would save our town a great deal of money. And it's possible that it will occur. Keep your fingers crossed.
Councilwoman King?
The only thing I have to report is that Patty and I will be meeting with Bob Allison, the auditor, to go over figures and see what we're going to do about a water increase. And that meeting will probably take place within the next week.
Councilman Mechanico?
I just wanted to make a few comments about a motion you charged me to start working on the promotions in the police department. I've been thinking about it around my head. This is my first for giving out any promotions. I guess maybe the same on the council, so I want to make sure I do it right and proper and fair for everyone. So I would like to schedule an executive session for next meeting so we can sort of bat my ideas around.
But you don't wanna meet tonight afterwards? We could.
It'd be up to the council.
I'd rather wait till next week.
Okay. Okay, do you have any-
Yeah, gotta wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Anyone else?
everyone would see that letter.
Yes,
And
yes.
discussing the contents. I would just, it might be a horse and a cart thing.
I'm sorry.
A horse and a cart thing. We know what's recommended. I think finance first should let you know what you have money to do. And then move forward with the possible suggestions that have been made. Because if you're gonna make the promotions, then it has a fiscal impact, and you don't wanna make promotions. I'm just suggesting it's a cart and a horse thing, so.
Why don't we wait until after the budget meeting? Is that okay?
We could talk about it next Monday, and then if we know the money, after that, that'd be
works.
fine. Anything else?
Okay.
Councilman Warbeck?
Nothing to report.
May I have a motion, please, to open the first voice of the public to any business?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone like to speak? Any business? Okay, could I have a motion to close the first voice of the
I'll
public?
make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, new business, ordinance number 5. An ordinance, would you read the title, please?
Ordinance number 05-2011, an ordinance of the Borough of Spring Lake Heights, amending and supplementing Chapter 16 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Spring Lake Heights, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, entitled Administration.
Okay, can I have a motion to open a public hearing, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anyone like to speak to this? It deals with recreation.
Yes. Kathleen Crippen, 564 Atlantic Avenue. This is a question, my first question, I guess, is for the acting clerk. This is supplementing Chapter 16 entitled Administration, when in truth, Chapter 16 is Personnel, Chapter 2 is Administration. So which is this, Chapter 16 or Chapter 2?
Chapter 16, I think chapter 16,
It
Ms.
was-
Griffin, is the same chapter that contains all of the various boards and commissions, including the environmental commission.
I think it's Chapter 2, actually. I think they're under administration.
Yeah, well,
And I think-
This is administration.
Well, I think the borough attorney may have a code book with him.
No, it
It says, well, actually, it says chapter 2, administration.
we'll take it right out. Go ahead.
It says chapter 2, administration.
This is chapter 16
Let's get to it.
administration.
Oh, in the title it says chapter
It
6.
doesn't, definitely.
Okay, in the-
Paragraph 1 says chapter 2.
It says chapter 2.
So I think you want to make a change in the title and make that correct.
Thank you, Ken.
And is this the same recreation ordinance that was tabled at the last meeting?
Tom?
Yeah, that was voted down, this was revised.
Okay, so this is not a public hearing to adopt, this is a hearing to introduce. So this needs to be amended on the agenda, that you can't have a motion to adopt and advertise because this has never been introduced. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were just wondering at this end of the dice too, as a matter of fact, because, once it voted and lost, that's the end of it, now it's gotta go back to scratch from the beginning, be reintroduced.
So this is an introduction.
This would have to be, there'll be no vote tonight, there'll be no public anything like that.
Okay, it's just an
This is just being
introduction.
introduced tonight, so we certainly found one thing we'd like to change, which is, I would agree, it looks like, all the boards are in chapter 2. So it's an ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 2 of the revised general ordinances. And I'm just trying to go, I don't know, this administration seems to end. Right now, the Recreation Committee in this book starts at 2-17, which this one would,
Right.
and Recreation Commission, which is not all, it's all caps in here, probably should be all caps. This
We
was
have
the
to
one-
bring it back anyway, right?
Yeah, we have to, just, it looks like correcting the title, we'll do, the title's the only that seems to be incorrect, because the first paragraph seems correct, if we could just fix that. And then it's just, but it would really just be for introduction tonight.
One of the problems, I think, John, is that a lot, Janine got hit with a lot of things on Friday, and it's very difficult.
Okay. The last minute is always hard.
I know. And this is stuff that could have been in earlier. Resolution number 44, 2011, to authorize the mayor to sign an agreement with McGreco Cleaning Services. May I have a motion, please?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? John, do you want to speak to this?
Yes, on buildings and grounds, this, we had bids, Rico is the low bidder. That's it.
Anything else? How did it compare with the